The COVID-19 pandemic creates exceptional challenges for professional and collegiate athletics event managers. Weldon, Williams & Lick is pleased to present a survey of best practices for reopening large sporting events. The following information is intended for professional and college athletic managers and will provide a step-by-step guide for successfully staging events in an uncertain environment. The first issue for event managers is determining whether you should hold events. If there's an effective and widely administered vaccine, you can open with your standard operating procedures. Lacking a vaccine, the next question is whether governing agencies and league authorities allow events. If not, you must remain closed. If events are permitted, do you, as the leader for the team or athletic department, want to hold events? If so, you will need the enhanced operating procedures described here. To stage an event in the age of COVID-19, you need a cross-functional game plan to protect the brand. Ticketing, guest services, operations, security, and marketing must work together to stage a safe event and build fan confidence. Your cross-functional team will need to execute on 9 critical steps. First, reconfigure your facility to provide for social distancing. Next, create control zones to assure a positive fan experience. Establish traffic flow and movement patterns outside and within your facility. Minimize the microbe exposure risk for your staff and fans by implementing a clean zone program for your stadium or arena. You'll need to retrain and redeploy staff to support your new operating model. Guest services and marketing need to broadly and repeatedly communicate the changes to fans, staff, partners, and the media. Admission, parking, and zone passes should be pre-sold and delivered directly to your fans a week before the event. This is not just about operations, it's about building confidence, assuring a safe event, and protecting your brand. In the age of COVID-19, there are non-negotiable imperatives for operating a major sporting event. At the forefront is fan safety. Without fan safety, there can be no event. You must comply with authoritative regulations and league policies. Controlling large groups of fans could be your biggest challenge. You'll need to reconfigure your stadium or arena to support the mandate for social distancing. You'll have to hire adequate staffing and update support systems to stage your event. If you successfully address these imperatives, you will protect your brand by building confidence. There are many challenges when staging your event. You'll need a new operating model to comply with the imperatives. Controlling human nature is extremely difficult. Every fan wants to buy an end zone seat and self-upgrade to the 50-yard line. Agility must be part of your plan, since we are operating with continually changing information, data, and knowledge. Perhaps the biggest threat to your brand and losing control of an event will be social media and traditional media. If unruly fans disrupt your game, the chaos will be broadcast to the world. To minimize the risk of bad publicity and to assure a safe event, you'll need effective crowd control. Social distancing mandates will impact your seating configuration and allocation, event capacity, and revenue. We are living in a time of unknowns, and we lack the experience to assure certain success. There are solutions. The CDC and FDA have guidelines to effectively control the spread of coronavirus. Clean venue programs have been developed to provide additional guidance. Venue layout, capacity management, and seat configuration are all within your control as an event manager. Your vendors can provide solutions for admission gateways, non-contact operations, and visual identification. Combining all these solutions will create a COVID-19 safe experience for your fans and staff. Current research findings conclude that the spread of the COVID-19 virus is transmitted through infected respiratory droplets that are inhaled by others. Scientists credit deep lung expulsions, such as sneezing, singing, and shouting, as primary modes of transmission. There is also evidence that touching contaminated surfaces, followed by touching areas of the face, may introduce the virus. Recent studies suggest that 12 to 15% of the population may be asymptomatic carriers of the virus. If correct, this means that some fans attending your event are likely carriers of the virus who are not displaying symptoms. Given this information, it is clear why the CDC recommends face masks, social distancing, and frequent hand washing and hand sanitization. Let's turn our attention to operational execution for a moment. You'll need an operating model that minimizes points of contact and enables social distancing. Social distancing requirements will mean that you will only be able to handle about 10 to 20% of your normal capacity. You'll need just over 100 square feet of space per person in your traffic lanes and 50 square feet for each seated person. When you are controlling large crowds, we recommend dividing them into groups of less than 500. Social distancing will be required in your parking lots and structures where one vehicle will occupy 3 spaces. Seat configuration will dictate your new capacity. In this example, the venue has been reconfigured to remove seats and create timed entry groups. All the seats in yellow have been removed for social distancing. 3 entry groups have been created with designated entry times. Social distancing may mandate that aisle seats are vacated. You will also need to cordon off, disable, cover, or remove seats. One option to consider is to offer open seating in specified zones instead of specific section row seat assignments. Only designated seats would be available, and spectators would select any seat combination in their zone that matches their party size. There are also some policy options that can help. Because of the dramatic reduction in capacity, seat offerings may be limited to suite holders, club members, and some of season ticket subscribers. Eliminate tailgating and bag check services. Limit or stop alcoholic beverage sales. Restrict or stop resale of tickets in secondary market. If you assign a group of 4 seats to a fan, and they resell those seats to different, unrelated parties, your social distancing efforts have been defeated. Cashless sales and food delivery to seats also reduces contact. Some leagues are considering consolidating or centralizing games into a few designated venues and increasing the days games are played. The benefits are that fewer facilities are reconfigured, and leagues can better control where teams are housed. The drawback is that most games will be away games, schedules would be redrawn, and most fans will need to travel to attend. Once your new seat map is completed, it's time to focus on the control zones needed to manage fans and assure the integrity of your venue plan. In this example, we have overlaid the Chiefs' seat map on the aerial view of Arrowhead Stadium. Here we have the designated 3 zones to control the movement of spectators. The purple zone is upper-level seating. Fans in this zone would enter at the tower gate, and they would have access to the upper-level concourse in between sections 327 and 328. Their zone passes are purple, like the seat map, and explain the areas they can access. The normal capacity for these sections is 2,000, but due to social distancing, only about 200 seats will be available. On the club level, blue zone passes are provided. Similar to the upper level, the field level has a normal capacity of 2,000, but the reconfigured capacity is 200. Here, fans have orange zone passes and can access the field concourse. Zone passes provide touchless visual confirmation of a fan's compliance with seating requirements. You will also need to create a clean venue operating plan. The objective is to minimize the risk of coronavirus transmission. To accomplish this objective, the facility must be sanitized. All the zones, movement control features, and seat configuration must be completed. Promoting a sense of safety and building confidence for your fans and staff means that you will need to have processes for clean entry, visual identification, and controlled entry and exit. Every event should begin with a clean and sanitized venue. You must comply with the FDA and CDC protocols. You can increase confidence by obtaining a certification from a program like the Global Biorisk Advisors Council's STAR program. Establish a clean venue by disinfecting and cleaning the entire venue. It's simple and relatively inexpensive. Highly diluted bleach or bar glass disinfectant are effective in killing the virus. Once your facility is disinfected, you'll want to secure it by requiring that everyone who enters complies with clean entry procedures. During your event, use a SWAT cleaning team to continually wipe down surfaces and disinfect contact areas. Some venues will use special uniforms or brightly colored vests to identify cleaning personnel. It really isn't difficult. Walmart does it every day in more than 4,000 stores across the USA. Social distancing makes managing the movement of large groups of people very challenging. You'll need designated entry and exit gateways. Timed entry and staggered entry will help manage congestion at those choke points. It's not just about admission to the game. You will need to control the access to concourses and seating areas so fans don't congregate in one area. Foot traffic can be directed in one direction or another, clockwise or counterclockwise, around the stadium or arena. Barriers can be erected to isolate lines for concessions and restrooms. Adding informational signs and marking the floor improves distance control. At restrooms, you'll need to limit the stall spaces and control entry and exit with a one-out, one-in system. Fans and staff will appreciate the clean entry protocols you establish. Since you are operating a clean venue that has been disinfected, you need to prevent recontamination to the fullest extent possible. Your clean entry should be set up with a temperature check station, plenty of hand sanitizers, informational signage, and a supply of face coverings. The procedures for admission entry should emphasize non-contact processes. This is your fans' first impression of what measures you are taking to keep them safe. Once your fans have cleanly entered your venue, it's time to control the crowd. The key to success will be clear visual authority and strict policies. You likely already operate a command center from which you can dispatch personnel and coordinate communication. Video observation is also helpful. Restricting fan movement to designated zones is the best way to manage the crowd. We recommend using highly visible credentials, tickets, or zone passes that are continuously worn and displayed by your fans and staff. Manageable group sizes and entry-exit monitoring helps protect the integrity of zones and reduce potential disruptions. Zero-tolerance policies mean that violators are ejected and lose the privilege of attending future games. Visual credentials, tickets, or zone passes increases the confidence of fans and staff. Adding wristbands that confirm fans and staff have had their temperature checked adds to the feeling of safety and security, thus making the event more enjoyable for everyone. Regardless of the products you choose, using visual identifiers builds confidence and creates a sense of security for your fans and staff. These products make enforcement easier and encourage fans to cooperate with your procedures. Compartmentalizing large crowds into manageable groups that are confined to designated zones assures that you stay in control of your event. Adding RFID to the mix steps up the quality of your crowd control and adds the element's touchless operations, personnel tracking, and data capture. We often hear complaints from fans, and confidentially from your staff, about using smartphones instead of actual credentials or tickets. The proliferation of online ticket sales and the secondary market have given ticket system companies a valuable new market to exploit. But without digital tickets, these companies are leaving billions of dollars of revenue on the table. We know that donors, big spenders, and season ticket holders have a strong preference for high-quality souvenir tickets. We all love our smartphone, but in the age of COVID-19, smartphones just don't work to increase your fans' sense of safety and security. It's just the wrong tool to build fan confidence. Smartphones require touch to operate, thus increasing the possibility of virus transmission. They require that fans install an app, which add friction to adoption. Privacy laws prohibit you from using your fans' smartphone to track their movement unless they opt in, which seems unlikely. When a smartphone is in the sleep, lock, or off mode, your tracking app won't work. Look at the brand on your smartphone. Whose brand is that? Apple? Samsung? Not your brand. Once the phone is in your fan's pocket, it's not visible and you lose control. When you try to use smartphones to control your fans, fans are in control. After all, it's their phone. Credentials, tickets, zone passes, and wristbands provide solid solutions and real benefits for your COVID-19 game plan. They are always visible, readable, and completely touchless. They promote zone integrity, thus building fan and staff confidence. Your fans display your brand and get a souvenir that shows you appreciate their support. Best of all, you're in control. Mobile tickets are fine for admission. Zone passes, tickets, credentials, and wristbands are the right tool for when you need real control to build fan confidence and loyalty. Let's now reimagine the fan experience with your new COVID-19 game plan. Starting with the pre-event experience, your fans receive their event package directly from your supplier, no less than 1 week before the game. Inside, they find their high-quality credentials, tickets or zone passes, entry appointment card, instructions, a letter from the team, and a gift. If permitted, ticket resales and transfers are halted 10 days before the game. This allows fans to register and receive their event package before the game. Leading up to the game, your marketing and guest services groups launch an extensive communication campaign. They share information with fans and the media regarding your new policies. They repeatedly cover these key points. First impressions are everything. The first impression when your fans arrive is that social distancing is enforced in the parking lots and structures. Parking arrival is synchronized with each fan's admission time. Late arrivals may be permitted to park until the lot or structure reaches its reduced capacity. We recommend using RFID hang tags for parking, since they can be read through the windshield, which means there is no need for any contact between your staff and your fans. Your fans' experience continues from parking to the admission gate. Fans have a specified arrival time when they can enter the marked gate area. Face coverings are required to join the line, and hand sanitizers are positioned at each line. Signs clearly explain your policies regarding fans who present symptoms and fans who violate your regulations. After clearing the temperature screening, fans receive a wristband. Fans who fail the temperature screening will be redirected to obtain a second reading. Fans then proceed to the security inspection and admission area. Since this area requires closer contact with event staff, it is important that all fans successfully complete the prior steps in your admission process. To gain admission, digital or physical tickets are scanned along with zone passes and credentials. Fans are directed to the appropriate zones and seating areas. Fans who fail to bring the necessary admission documents are redirected to guest services. Event staff welcomes fans to their appropriate zones. Fans arrive at their seats and prepare for the game. All the other fans in their zone are wearing the same color zone passes, tickets, or credentials. And all the fans and staff have wristbands signifying that they have passed a temperature check. Reduced capacity restrooms are monitored for entry and exit. Fans order concessions from their seats or visit concession stands located within their zone and operating with social distancing practices. Large screen monitors and PA announcements remind fans of your enhanced operating procedures. Controlled exiting is practiced, and ushers release fans from their rows, starting with the nearest to the exit first. That completes the 9-step process for your cross-functional team. Your facility layout supports your new operations. You have control of your zones, and you've established a clear plan for traffic flow. You've implemented clean zone operations, and you've successfully deployed your staff. Your fans got the message and complied. You handled your operations with minimum contact and maximum control. Because you have enhanced operating procedures, if someone in a zone later tests positive for coronavirus, everyone in the zone knows they have been exposed and they should take appropriate steps. Since your procedures have isolated the risk, there is little chance that everyone at the game was exposed. As attractions and events reopen around the world, there are some case studies we can share. Shanghai Disneyland recently opened using clean venue practices and social distancing layout. They implemented many of the recommendations in this video. As the PGA Tour gets ready to open, they too will limit ticket sales, limit capacity to the event, and limit access to the zones within their event. They are using RFID badges for access control and to relieve congestion at choke points. Weldon, Williams, and Lick offers a full line of products and a suite of technology solutions to achieve your COVID-19 operational goals. We have a complete line of tickets, credentials, zone passes, wristbands, and hang tags. Our technology offering includes full-feature admission ticketing, zone control system, parking system, access control scanning, kiosks for self-serve admission tickets and passes, body temperature scanning kiosks, RFID fan tracking, contactless payment, the world's only handheld box office system. When properly managed and controlled, sports events can be enjoyed with confidence. Please contact us for further assistance regarding opening your event in the age of COVID-19. We may be reached at 800-242-4995 or sales@www.linc.com.